All right, first order of repair on this is a spark plug because it's easiest. So again, this is a, what is it, a my TM hot water pressure washer. Was it a HSE 3004 HSE 3000 HSP 3004 3MGH. That's the model number on this bad boy. Here's a spark plug that the manual I looked up online called for. It's one of them, a BR6ES. So my nifty, first time using my Grady-Matic 13/16 with a Nico 15-inch extension to clear the frame rail. I already pulled off the plug here. It just pops off in case you were wondering. Spark plug boot, it just pops off. So I'll put a little bit of dielectric grease on here when I'm done. But like I said, you're gonna need a 13/16 spark plug socket with an extension to get in here. And yes, I'm just using a 3/8 inch extension. So we'll see if we can break this loose. And yeah, it was not tight at all. Good. That means chances are it's not stripped out. So we'll put a little bit of dielectric grease on the boot and some come on. Needs a little bit more persuasion to come out. All right, here we go. Now, I'm not certain if this was ever replaced. It looks like it might be original. This is the, I mean, it's not bad. It looks like a, and doesn't look bad. And then if we look inside there, it looks a little bit dark inside of that firing chamber. And then I was looking at the frame here, and I wasn't sure if I was seeing cracks or not. Or that's just imperfection in the casting of this aluminum. Yeah, it's just imperfection. I mean, looking in there, it looks slightly like black, but yeah, I don't see any wetness in there or anything. So we'll get a new one and we'll compare. We'll get a new spark plug. And if we compare them, NGKR, yeah, they're both NGKR. Looks to be the same size. Yeah, and it's the same one. It's a BPR 6ES, so we're replacing one for one. I know you can't really see it, but I'm gonna get some I'm just getting some NIC's paste. So I did this when I changed the spark plug on my Tacoma. So if it's suitable for a car, it should be suitable for a small engine. Now I definitely don't want to get any on the electrode, but this is going to prevent it from ever seizing up. Should never say never, but we'll slide this in on our extension here. This thing has a rubber boot. You can't really see it. So most are magnetized these days, but this thing has a rubber insert, which I think most people prefer the magnetized version because the rubber will fall out and get gummed up. It has the washer on there snapped in, and then we can just thread this in. It's on a swivel, so it's a little bit more annoying trying to find center and making it thread straight. So this is why it's important to do it by hand. I wish I had this. Yeah, I can feel it. It's either like, I know that it's kind of too tight for me to get my hand. Let's see if I can get my hand in there. I don't want to cross thread it. Maybe I can use my. There we go. The issue you don't want to do is you don't want to run the risk of cross threading that thing. All right, that's on there, and I can turn it by hand, and I'm not feeling any putting up a resistance. Again, I don't really have the manual in front of me because the manual is completely saturated, but we'll just give this a little, mini quarter turn or something. Still moving a little bit. And it's starting to tension up. We don't want to strip out the threads, but we want to make sure that compression in there stays in the chamber. All right, I think that's, and then when you're in doubt, it's always a case where you're always trying to give it a little bit more. All right, that spark plug is in. And then I'm just going to use some silicone paste, dielectric grease, waterproof. I mean, this is a water machine, so we can add a little bit of dielectric grease on here, on top of the connector here, or the spark plug. Just a little bit, just a little dab. It's gonna keep this rubber from rotting. I mean, eventually it might rot, but by then this thing will die. Pop that on. So it's a bit loose. We might need a new one of these. It's definitely supposed to kind of snap with a little bit more friction, but this is definitely loose. So maybe that was too much dielectric grease. Certainly not. It's supposed to have a little bit of suction on it, so we might have to replace this thing because it's going to shake and it's going to give. So we might have to replace this spark plug boot, but we might be able to just when this thing starts shaking, if it's starting to give, then I might just figure out a way to put something on it, a rubber band or something to keep it tight. But it's definitely loose, so I'm gonna add spark plug boot to my my shopping list for this. But yeah, that's one thing down. I think next up we're just gonna drain the pump and engine oil, and this fly is really annoying. So while we're at it, let's just look at the filter. As far as the quality of the filter, we'll just reposition this tripod. I swear this fly is suicidal. Just got an email. I'm getting in all the parts I need for the Honda.
Dad,
What's up?
this come off.
Who broke it?
Dog.
Okay, go put it down. Inside, it's hot. Inside. I guess he doesn't, my youngest doesn't believe in the child safety gate on the stairs anymore. So apparently he took it off. I'm not sure how he took it off. But ooh. Looks like we got a little bit of oil on there. Yeah, I definitely don't want to. I don't want to lose that in the engine. I mean, I don't see any oil in there. It's just a little bit greasy back here. And if we pull this back right here, I mean, it's not all dirty. I mean, you look inside, it's not all gummed up. Could be washed off, but I'm gonna get a new one. So spark plug boot and air filter assembly, or air filter. Ooh, let's take this thing off. If we clean this up now, then I mean, it's probably just sweating out the oil and stuff that the filter is trapped in, right? So there's that. And then this fits back on here. It gives us a good look down here at all these components. Everything looks mucho. And there you go. I just love when stuff is indexed and it fits just perfect. Because otherwise you gotta figure out which way it goes. We'll put the hold down clamp on it. And because this is on there, I don't know, we might just keep this video rolling instead of breaking it up. It's gonna be a long video because I do this stuff because I enjoy it and because, well, kind of have to, want to, need to, all that thing, but partly I enjoy it, so I take my time. So I apologize. Make sure this thing is on there. It's not going anywhere. And then this is just yeah, this is meant to hold on the plastic. I know somebody was looking at me like, bro, what are you doing? Again, this is, find a center hole, there we go. And this doesn't have to be too tight, it's just a plastic, it's just a cover. So it's just tighten it down, make sure it doesn't come off. Boom, that's in there. Oil. Yeah, all the oils are back here. So I'll set up my tripod. Trying to adjust this tripod, so I apologize for the shakiness. And I'm gonna cut that thing off. When I saw the picture, I was wondering what it was, but it makes sense. They would have put it's a rental unit, so for legal purposes, they would have kept the owner's manual with it, with the unit. Granted, no one read it. That thing, I had to use pliers to get on here to open it. I thought about leaving it on there just in case I want to use it, you know, to hold something, but I don't know. It looks kind of tacky. Plus, I don't want to leave unnecessary stuff on the unit. All right, so we'll pivot this guy up. And this is the back side of this unit. So I'm pretty sure this is the oil drain back here. I'm pretty certain that that is the oil drain. This is the oil checker, or what I'm gonna call the fill plug also, because they do have a port, what do you call it? All right, this fly is gonna lose this. They do have another port on the next side, but I'm not certain why. This looks like probably a 13 millimeter. So I'm gonna get my my oil drain pan to catch this oil, and I'm gonna need a funnel, which I've never used before, so that's exciting. All right, we got one thing going for us. This oil drain thing, it's gone perfect. It sits right. Can I fit it under here? Not really. It doesn't fit under the frame and the thing. But if we form a funnel, it's called a form a funnel. I was about to say if you form a funnel, but if you form a funnel, you get a form a funnel. And this is gonna, I'm just gonna hold this on here like that, and this is gonna be my oil drain. I'm gonna get my oil drain pan real quick. Hopefully with that intermission, everyone got some popcorn, got some cardboard. I should have put a piece of cardboard down before I started this whole process. Piece of cardboard and the drain pan. Now you might say, why are you not using a pair of gloves? Well, because it's hot and it gets really sweaty real fast. Grab our green pneumatic here. 19 minutes in. I'm not very efficient with these videos at all. We're gonna use our same ratchet extension. Open our drain here. See if we can drain it directly into the drain port here. There we go. That works. It's kind of we might. I'm gonna go on the back side when this is draining to kind of like tip it up, which I'll probably do right. Yeah, I probably should do that right now. So, what I'm saying is I'm just gonna tip it. I'm gonna try to tip it on the frame here to get the oil like leaning towards that side, favoring that back end, and hopefully that still works out. Might just chot the wheel. This still works out. I just want to get the oil draining as much as possible. I'm gonna have to hold that. Luckily, it's not a lot of oil, so. All right, I guess the 13, let's see, 12, 13, it's probably a 12. Yeah, it's a 12. Boom. An extension always comes in so handy. Is it just me, or I don't like putting my hand near these pivot points of these ratchets? Ooh, I think that might have came undone at an inconvenient spot. I'm not certain it's supposed to. So I don't want it to. It came undone at the all the way on the frame right there. So I'm gonna tighten it back up because it's gonna drain on the frame and it's just gonna get messy. I just want to undo this bolt right here. So we're gonna tighten it back up. So what I was saying is that if we zoom in, it became undone all the way up at the neck. So we're gonna tighten that. We're gonna hold this with a pliers or something, and we're gonna have to. You have so many tools, you don't even know where to find the one you need. To be fair, I do know where to find it. It's just I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the one I initially grabbed. So this has a hex on it. So I'm gonna try to hold it with that. I'm not certain I'm gonna be able to do it one-handed. Make sure we're in the off position again. Sometimes even the smallest jobs see I don't. All right, got it. Kind of just wedged itself on there. So I'll tighten it back up using this. Make sure that's tight. And then get my oil drain here positioned. Let's see. Why get messy when you have a tool for it? So this should work. A little OTC, little dealio here. Let's see. Zoom in. Let's try to look at the oil. See what color this thing is. No, I don't have a crush wash or anything. Ooh, look at that thing. That thing is flowing like molasses or something. Look at that thing. Ooh. I'm not even certain it's flowing at this point. I can't even tell. Huh. Let's undo this. And see if it float. Damn it. Put some air in there. Some air in the system. Whoa. No. No, 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 no. Come on. All right, of course that's bound to happen. Of course it's tilted towards this, so now I'm gonna have to clean up. You can't really see the mess on my floor. And it's right on the grout line, so that's what I'm not excited about. I gotta get this cleaned up before it stains the grout line. But if it doesn't sit there, it should be fine. Ooh. Yeah, that oil is, I see that the oil is thick. Is 10W30 thick oil or not? Sometimes you just create a mess, so that's the mess that well, that's the mess on the box, but that's the mess right there on the floor. It's still draining, but it's definitely a messy job. So I should have done it outside, but outside is hot. So yeah, normally you just open up the bleeder here, so I'll open the one on the back side. That's what I don't know why I wasn't thinking. Sometimes you just act and don't think, and this was a clear case of that. Luckily, no foul, just pride on the line. And now it's just at a dripping pace, so we'll let it drip. I'll open up the drain port in the back. Try not to move that funnel here. I'm just trying to clean up whatever mess is on the floor, so my grout line is not it retains its previous color. But that's draining. Make sure we got all the residue so it doesn't drip down. It's kind of annoying, and it's bound to happen. It's a garage, but that oil was dark. Has anyone ever worked for this company, Sunbelt, whether delivering pieces of equipment to job sites, picking them up, and or in a service shop? Because I mean, you figure they know to service this stuff, because I doubt for 5 years they ran it on the same oil. But I'll open the one in the back, show you what I'm talking about, and I'll just see if anything comes out. But this former funnel came in handy. So obviously there's going to be a little bit of oil left in there, because there's some in that I'm pretty sure this is oil back here. I opened it earlier. Let's see if, now that we have air inside of it. So that's what I should have opened up before, but it's not really changing the flow rate, it's just dripping, which is fine. Pretty sure this says oil, yeah, you can see oil. So what I was saying is, like, because it's tipped, there's a little bit of oil in the neck here, but you're not gonna get everything out. You'd have to drain this, flush it run it, flush it a couple times for you to get all this old bad oil out of there. But the most important part is that we're changing it. And we're gonna go back. I'm pretty sure this to me looks like the fill, and that's what's it's kind of annoying, because if this is a fill, really come on, It's a plastic also, so you definitely don't want to cross thread it. Come on, piece of plastic. Obviously this pump is built for a lot of machines. All right, we're gonna have to maybe go off camera here, do this. I mean, respect to all the people who, you know, work on equipment. Sometimes some people will probably discredit someone for, not necessarily discredit for working, but they'll not give them the same type of respect and appreciation for working on small engines. But I guess the smaller the part, the more tedious it gets, because then small parts in like tight areas, that's on there. It's not gonna go anywhere. Well, let's see. I think that pump oil is going to be tricky to get out. Anyway, how are we looking on the angle? We're good. So this doesn't look like it has a, I mean, I'm not sure if it has a magnet on it, but I don't see any type of residue on there, like metal flakes or anything. I don't have a new washer. This washer looks just fine. It doesn't have any, yeah, it does have a little lip on it. It does have a little lip, so we'll put the washer the same size as it was. We'll take our former funnel that's just dripping now, so we can catch whatever mess we made here. Thing is, this pressure washer is going to look good when it gets the pressure washer. When it gets pressure washed itself. Don't jerk on me. Kind of wish that drain was a little bit more extended out, but it's better than trying to drain it all the way up to the frame. That would be a nightmare. But yeah, I never used this former funnel, but it just formed a place in my toolbox. So that's tight enough. We'll monitor for leakages. And that's tight enough. Don't want to strip anything out. Move this bad boy and make sure we get all the mess we created on the floor. So it literally just drained right on the grout line. If you leave that stuff on there, we'll clean up on the other side of the cardboard also. Just in case we drag it, we don't drag that stuff. Tripping the tripod. Yeah, it's not too bad. In case we drag that stuff, we don't drag that foil all over the place. And then just in case any kind of settled under here, we'll grab it. All right. Well, now we drain the oil. Well, now I want to drain this oil. I'll probably make it a two-part video. So I'm gonna get set up for draining this oil, because this one is a little bit more tricky to set up for. So I'm gonna get this thing more conveniently lined, set up, and then hopefully I'll have the figures. I'm gonna look at the numbers, how much oil I need to pour back in there, and see if I'm supposed to fill it from this drain plug or this check fill valve, or on the back side, and the quantities that I'll need. I don't want to waste time on video since I don't edit stuff. All right, as I always say, like and I hit the thing.